Hi, my name is DaJonna Williams. Today I will be presenting a bioenergy site assessment of NC State University for the ET 255 course. Overview. Some of the topics that we will be covering today in this presentation are to remove or reduce traditional sources of energy currently used by NC State annually, introduce renewable energy technologies that could possibly offset NC State's current energy consumption, introduce and evaluate possible sites to implement these renewable energy technologies. Annual NC State energy consumption. According to the NCSU Strategic Energy and Water Annual Report, NC State currently consumes 208,327,176 kilowatt hours in electricity, 25,824,510 therms in natural gas, 44,316 gallons in fuel oil number 6, 1,334,698 gallons in fuel oil number 2. This total consumption is measured in MBTUs, which is a form of energy unit. It came up to 2,484,999 MMBTUs per year, with a total net worth of $28,965,110. Sites. The sites I have considered to assess are the G.W. Hill Demonstration Forest and the Lake Wheeler Field Laboratory as potential bioenergy producers. The G.W. Hill Demonstration Forest sits on a total acreage of 2,450 acres. It is currently being used for summer camps for forestry majors as well as research. According to some faculty, they wouldn't mind setting aside a part of the forest for bioenergy production as long as the major portion of the forest is still being used for educational and research purposes. The feedstock I have chosen for the site is giant Macanthus. Giant Macanthus has the highest BTU per acre output than any of the other feedstocks mentioned in the course. At approximately 91 million BTUs per 15 dry tons of giant Macanthus per acre. The Lake Wheeler Field Laboratory sits on a total acreage of 1,500 acres and currently has a capacity livestock of 109 dairy cattle, 80 beef cattle, 1,350 swine, 4,500 poultry. This is inclusive to chickens and turkeys. And the potential feedstock that come from this livestock would be their waste. It would appear to some that the laboratory's limited capacity of livestock waste used as a potential feedstock for bioenergy to have a less critical impact in the reduction of NC State's current traditional energy consumption. But that is not the case. The verification of these energies produced by these feedstocks would catch the eye of higher administration at NC State and could be used as a site for students to gain applicable skills and knowledge whom are interested in learning about this type of feedstock. Methods. The methods I have chosen are anaerobic digestion and fermentation. Anaerobic digestion occurs when biomaterial digests organic materials in the absence of oxygen, thus producing methane gas that can be used as a source of energy. Fermentation. Fermentation occurs when yeast feeds on sugar and starches within a plant biomass, thus producing ethanol. That ethanol can then be used as a fuel source for many other processes. Pros and cons. The pros of anaerobic digestion are it will reduce NC high energy yield, it reduces the greenhouse gases emissions given off by the traditional fuels used by NC State, and the process can be easily implemented due to the availability of livestock waste. The cons is not enough livestock waste for it to be an economically sustainable process. Fermentation. The pros are it will produce a higher energy yield and it will reduce greenhouse gas emissions as well as CO2. The cons are it's expensive, and since Macanthus is a single-use plant, reclaiming of the land will have to be implemented after use. And the time for Macanthus to reach a certain height will have to pass in order for it to be harvested, which is 3 years. Sustainability. Sustainability is a key factor when considering these methods. For anaerobic digestion, the initial investment can be pricey, but can have a fast return on investment depending on the scale of the system. The anaerobic digestion system will be located on site at the Lake Wheeler Field Lab. The system will not take up a lot of space, which will leave the facility the ability to accomplish normal operations. I chose this due to the ease of accessibility to the livestock waste feedstock. It will not impact the environment any further in case of methane gas being produced, since the waste digests naturally. Anyway, producing methane. Also, it will reduce fossil fuel emissions. The only fossil fuel emissions produced would be from on-site transportation, conversion of the animal waste, and transport of the final product. Similar to anaerobic digestion, fermentation would reduce fossil fuels, but a system must be built, land would have to be cleared, and the Macanthus would have to be planted, and time will only tell when it be ready for harvest, which is typically 3 years. And Macanthus is a single-use product, so after you use the land would have to be reclaimed after the feedstock has been depleted. That is why anaerobic digestion is one of the more preferred sustainable methods in this case. Calculations for anaerobic digestion. This chart shows the results of my calculations for each of the current livestock wastes that are available. I use information from a fact sheet from the course to make these calculations. For the overall total consumption per year, I came up to 3,865.1 MMBTUs per year, which will offset fuel number 6 by about 58%, and a total of about 26,000 gallons of fuel number 6 saved by this consumption, and a savings of about $62,000. Calculations for giant Macanthus. I used information from a fact sheet from the course to make these calculations and to make the following assumptions. 15 dry tons of giant Macanthus per acre planted, which yield 120 gallons of ethanol per acre, with the annual energy yield of 91,200,000 BTU per acre. I then took this value times the plant acreage to be planted, 450, times the conversion factor to MMBTUs, and got a total of 41,040 MMBTUs per year, which produced 54,000 gallons of ethanol, which offset fuel number 2 by 22% and saved $916,483.62. Conclusion. In conclusion, if both methods were used, the total savings would be $3,282,415.60. But sustainably, anaerobic digestion is the preferred method. To make this method more economically sustainable, an increased capacity of livestock to produce more waste feedstock would be needed. Thank you.